Delete. 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 Delete.
What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
What's going on, guys? Hey, did you see the new Netflix Death Note movie?
Fine! If you guys must know what I'm doing with this Death Note,
What?
I'm writing down the names of all the people involved in making the worst Death Note movie. Every last one of them.
Everyone?
Everyone. Except Willem Dafoe. He was fine.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Yes, it was that bad. You want me to write your name in here too?
JP, our names are acronyms. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't work in the Death Note.
Oh, right.
And besides, Willem Dafoe wasn't the only decent part of the film.
What?
I mean, I agree, it wasn't a very good movie, even on its own merits, and especially not as a remake of the original Death Note. But there were some highlights.
Name 7.
Wow, that's a pretty specific number, JP. Almost like it's a segue into our 7 positive takeaways from the Netflix Death Note movie.
No, we're not doing that.
Well, I bet we can still name some good things. Like JP said, Defoe was decent as Ryuk.
Even though the Ryuk he played was pretty far off from the original.
Yeah, it's true. Where in the original he was just there to be a spectator and didn't really get involved with Light's decision making. This one he actively encourages people to kill. He's more like a malevolent demon than a neutral specter. But there's nothing really wrong with that in and of itself, and Defoe is clearly having fun with the role. Part of the issue there might be that he admits to not checking out the source material.
I don't know, I kind of feel like he's sort of shoehorned in here. He's not very well explained in this version, and it kind of feels like he's showing up for the sake of showing up because Ryuk was in the original.
Exactly! Everyone was like that if you think about it. This shouldn't be Light. This shouldn't be L. This shouldn't... Well, okay. It was clever enough of them to change their name from Misa to Mia, but why couldn't they have done that with all of them?
Okay, I'll concede that Anakin Skywalker over here probably shouldn't have shared a name with Light Yagami. But I think there's at least potential in the idea of an angsty teenager finding the Death Note and using it to kill school bullies. The original Light had a much grander goal, was clearly a genius, and this one just seems to be interested in taking care of things on the ground level.
Except that he's not. They flip-flop around between having him kill school bullies and having him try to become a freaking god. The whole thing is so unfocused, it hurts.
You know, one thing I'll give them credit for is L.
What?
Yeah, I mean, he may not be the best written character, but you at least can look at some aspects of his performance and say, yes, this is L.
I suppose they managed to capture his oddities, like that borderline autistic streak in his calm genius.
Even when they do this?
Don't move! Do not move! This man is Kita. I'm working with law enforcement in order to capture and eliminate...
Well, no, not really.
Exactly! This isn't L at all. Maybe a bit at the beginning, but certainly not at the end. Which is why they all must die.
Wait!
Delete, motherflower! Delete!
Look, I get it. The film, in my opinion, it's awful. It pays little mind to the source material, its pacing is all over the place, the beats are ludicrous, and it's pretty clear the director didn't know if he wanted to make a remake of the original or just borrow the idea and make his own thing. But the performances, for the most part, aren't really that bad. There are a few good moments, and this at least did have some potential.
I'll admit the movie has its problems, but there are far worse things out there right now. You shouldn't focus your energy on this one.
TJ's right, this isn't the worst thing to ever happen. This isn't even the worst thing to happen this year. It's no Last Airbender, and it's at least trying harder than something like the Emoji Movie.
Maybe just let it go and put away the Death Note.
Oh, this isn't actually a Death Note. Those aren't real. I'm just frustrated with yet another valuable piece of my childhood being chewed up and spit out into a slimy, unrecognizable version of itself. But you're right. Maybe I don't need to get revenge on everyone involved. It's true, there are worse remakes out there.
One day, JP, we'll get a good live-action movie adapted from an old animated piece of nostalgia. For now, let's just go watch some classic anime and forget this ever happened.
Should I at least write Nat Wolf's name?
Yes.
Definitely.